Presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Post-8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post-8 Baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique, Wagner Auto, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Surface Master, and Rising Hope Counseling.
We'll take off for a second. Dean, outdoors right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, Air Tech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, and B&B Equipment.
Zabel on the 3-0, outdoor center field. That's far, that's gone. A 3-run homer for Gray Zabel. And it's a 3-1 lead.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Olson Plumbing, and Agtegra.
There's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, Comtech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, and Lamb Motor.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout. Outdoors right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Kathy Sunshine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, Home Care Services, and Fisher Rounds. And now, with the call of today's action, KCCR award-winning sports director, John Winkler.
A beautiful Wednesday evening as we welcome you to the newly renovated Fitz, as Post-8 will be on the road for the first time this season, taking on the Rapid City Post 22 Hard Hats. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as we welcome you into the new broadcast booth just off to the right side if you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports. A little bit different if you've been out here before from where we were last year. It was behind, in years past, it's always been behind home plate. Now we're off to the right side. But Greg, this is a great facility. And I hope that these guys got a chance to get to the field, get on the field, kind of look around and kind of take in how good this field is. Because once this game starts, you got to forget about how good this field is.
Yeah, you can walk in and not that you're going to have stars in your eyes, but it certainly is a different setting from what Post-8 has come into Fitzgerald Field in every year since going back to 1957. I see on the marquee as we entered in the ticket gate, but this is a virtually brand new facility. I mean, they tore out literally everything except the land that the new playing surface it's on. Put down an all turf field, all new dugouts, all new seating, new concessions, new bathroom. Other than the outfield fence, I mean, that's about the only thing that's left from the Fitzgerald Field of the past.
And it is a beautiful ballpark. It was before. It's a beautiful ballpark here once again. And for Post-8, maybe trying to spoil a little bit of what this has been for the last couple of weeks for Post 22 is kind of the celebration of opening this field. And now Post-8 can come in here and kind of spoil things. Post 320 almost did last night. Post-8 here today trying to do what Post 320 almost did last night.
And that's the thing, is that they had the parking lot rivalry game last night between Post 22 and Post 320. If you've not been out to Rapid City and watched a game out here, Post 22 plays on Fitzgerald Field, and then literally right across the parking lot is Post 320's field, and so big rivalry, not only because of the proximity, but just going back a number of years. And so it wasn't too many years ago that they actually just started playing each other during the regular season. They played play a home-and-home series. Last night was Post 22's chance to host the game, and a game that went 10 innings before Riker Henney, the starting third baseman for Post 22, hit a walk-off 2-run homer in the bottom of the 10th inning, and so a game that went about 3.5 hours. So an emotionally charged game. I mean, I know both sides were up for that game, and so we'll have to see what kind of emotional state Post 22 comes out in today.
And that win might help out Post State in this ball game. If they would have lost to Post 320, things would be much different tone coming into this game for Post 22. But as we get set for first pitch, it'll be right around 5 o'clock Mountain Time, 6 o'clock Central Time, as we will step aside and come back with more of the pregame show. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to the new Fitz as Post State takes on a Post 22. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. It is a beautiful sight here as we are getting set for a doubleheader between Pierre and Rapid City Post 22. It's a fantastic facility. Post State taking IO right now. We're closing in 10 minutes away from first pitch here in game number 1 of this doubleheader. First time on the road, and I guess if you're going to go on the road at any point in the season for the first time, why not come here to an all-turf field the first time? And these outfielders, we can talk a little bit about that because these outfielders are going to be in a much different spot. Even when we've played on turf fields before, the outfield has not been turfed. It's been still grass. So now with a full turf outfield, this ball will bounce and go a lot quicker in the outfield than what these three guys are, McGuire Rasky, Elliott Life, and Jack Merkwan are used to having because everything moves a little bit quicker on turf.
Well, and the other thing that and they've played on, the boys have played on some turf infields, but the other thing that you kind of have to get used to is when you slide, you tend to have to slide earlier because there isn't the friction that an AgriLime surface has, and so on this turf you tend to slide a little faster and a little harder, and so you have to kind of gauge your approach into the base.
And that's there's a lot of different things that happen with a turf field. You think, well, everything's just gonna be better. Well, and not saying that it's not better, because you don't usually get any bad hops to you because the turf is pretty true on every single hop. But things like that, it makes it a little bit. It's an adjustment to make because you can't slide like you normally do. Otherwise, you're going to hit the base and probably pop over and end up in the third base dugout if you slide where you normally do at third, going to third base. But just everything about it is a little bit different, but it's a lot. The adjustments will be made, and it's a fun experience to be able to play on an all-turf field.
And that's part of it, is that you expect that the turf is going to give you a truer hop as an infielder. You aren't going to have the bad hops or maybe hit the lip of the grass between the grass and the infield, and so you just kind of are expecting a little truer hop in the infield. But again, stuff is probably going to get to you a little quicker too, and so you got to be on your toes. But it'll be a nice adjustment, and it'll be a good chance for the eights to get ready. In the fact that the state tournament this year is in Brandon. Brandon has a turf infield, and so they've played at Brandon, so they kind of know what it's like to play on this kind of surface. But anytime you get a chance to reacclimate yourself, that's a good thing.
Jaden Wiebe will be on the mound to throw game one for Poe State. We saw him throw yesterday. Saw him throw 2 innings, allowing 1 hit, 3 strikeouts in his 2 innings of work. And for Wiebe, that's you want the same, and just extend that to a 4 or 6 inning outing for Wiebe, because you're going to put yourself and your team in a good spot to pick up a win.
And that's the thing, and what we've seen out of Jaden Wiebe so far this year has been the fact that even though he's a rising junior, he is pretty effective. He's been very good in the outings that we've seen him so far. This will be his fourth game of the year, fourth game of the Legion season, but his first start, and comes in with a 4.38 ERA. As we said, all in relief, 8 innings pitched over those 3 outings so far. So when he has been out on the mound for Poe State, he has done an effective job, and I think this is a situation out here against Post 22 where you just have to go throw strikes. You just have to go challenge the hitters. The likelihood of any pitcher, regardless of how good you are, shutting down these Post 22 bats is pretty remote. But what you need to do is just go throw strikes, be aggressive, challenge the hitters, and then put your team in a position where they can win the ball game.
Post State and Rapid City Post 22 coming up here in just a little bit. We will step aside for 3 minutes, come back with starting lineups and first pitch. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to be on the lookout for one of South Dakota's most serious noxious weeds. This invader of roadside trees, pastures, and range is leafy spurge. This noxious weed infests over 300,000 acres. It's a perennial with a distinctive yellow-green color and stems that contain a milky sap. Roots can reach over 20 feet deep. There are several control options that producers can look at, including herbicide and biological control. If you have questions about leafy spurge, contact your local county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, or well, not to Hyde Stadium. We haven't. It's hard to. It's been a while since we've been away from Hyde Stadium. I don't know what to do. I feel a little separation anxiety right now. We're at the Dave Plouffe Field, the newly renovated Fitz here at Rapid City. As we go through the starting lineups, it'll be first Cade Hinkle leading off and catching. McGuire Rasky will bat second and play left field. Andy Gordon, the third baseman, batting third. Bennett Dean is the cleanup hitter playing first base. It is Aaron Booth playing second and batting fifth. Matt Hansen is a shortstop batting sixth. Gary Nedved will be the DH batting seventh. Elliot Life, the center fielder, batting eighth. And Jack Merkwan, the right fielder, will bat ninth. It'll be Jaden Wiebe on the mound for the Eights to open up game number one. For post 22, it is going to be Dalton Klosterman to lead things off playing left field. Riker Henny, the third baseman, batting second. Jake Goebel, the DH, will bat third. Drew Sherbensky, the second baseman, batting fourth. Luke Jageritz, the catcher, will bat fifth. Blake Weaver, the shortstop, batting sixth. Harrison Good, the center fielder, batting seventh. Hunter Tillery, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Jed Jansen, the right fielder, will bat ninth for the post-22 Hard Hats, who are coming in on the South Dakota season right now. After picking up a win last night against the Rapid City Post 320 Stars, they are 8-6. One spot behind Post State in the standings. Post State at number 6. Rapid City at number 7. You can bump those up a spot because Brandon Valley would be will not be in that number 4 spot. As right now to be Pierre and Spearfish in the 5-10 matchup. The Hard Hats taking on Brookings in the 6-9 matchup. Those winners of the best 2 out of 3 would be the top teams, or would be advancing to the state tournament in Brandon Valley towards the end of July. Players are taking their position. We will step aside for a minute, come back with first pitch. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on a KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at ComtechPlus.com.
We are back here at the Fitz Dave Plouffe Field. We are set for baseball as Post State will take on Rapid City Post 22. Again, those starting lineups as it is Dylan Marsh on the mound for Post 22. He is finishing up his warm-up tosses. It will be Kate Hinkle, McGuire Rasky, Andy Gordon, then Bennett Dean, Aaron Booth, and Matt Hansen. Gary Nedved, Elliot Life, and Jack Merkwan. Those are the 9 hitters for the 8s. It will be Jaden Wiebe on the mound for Post State here in game number 1 of this doubleheader against Post 22. These two teams met all the way back on the first day of the season for Post State, June 1st, and the 8s picked up a win over the Hard Hats. The second year in a row that they've beaten Post 22 at Hyde Stadium, and now they're looking to win a couple of games here against the Hard Hats at their home field, their new home field. As a good crowd on hand to open up this doubleheader. See that this crowd probably continue to fill in as we go through as you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront Broadcasting station.
Yep, burgers are cooking over by the new concession stand. It's 80s retro night tonight here at Fitzgerald Field. They got a bunch of names for this place. There's Dave Plouffe Field, which is the actual playing surface. Then there's Fitzgerald Field, and then in a nod to the sponsorship, the sign up front says Black Hills Surgical Center Park. So it's that's a real mouthful by the time you get it all said and done.
First pitch to Kate Hinkle is missed for ball 1 at 5:02 local time, 6:02 Central time, as the 1-0 pitch is taken for strike 1. And it's 1-1 here to Kate Hinkle.
87 degrees at first pitch here at 5:02 p.m. Wind out of the north at 15 miles an hour, so the wind is going to be blowing out to right field today.
Here's the 1-1 pitch on the outside edge and miss for ball 2.
8s are wearing their black tops with green accents, green numbers, green lettering across the front, highlighted in white, and gray pants.
2-1 pitch, line shot, base hit for Kate Hinkle to open things up. Right through the hole on the right side, and the 8s have their first base runner. There goes the no-hitter here at the top of the first inning.
There goes the no-hitter.
They'll bring out McGuire Rasky, the left fielder.
Post 22 decked out in their dark blue tops with red lettering across the front saying Rapid City. Numbers in the lower right hand part of the front of the jerseys. Red numbers on the back outlined in white pants and of course the solid red hard hats. The nod to the mascot, the nickname, so to speak.
The first pitch to McGuire Rasky is fouled out of play on the left side. Marsh worked from the stretch with nobody on base, and obviously he's going to be in the stretch here with a runner on first. Nobody out here at the top of the first inning. 0-1 pitch. Rasky will float this towards left center field. Over and making the catch is going to be the left fielder Klosterman, and there's now one down. And that'll bring up Andy Gordon.
Gordon comes into the game leading the team again, still leading the team in most offensive categories. 18 hits and 48 at-bats. Has played in all 14 games, has one of the 3 triples on the year for the 8s, tied for the team lead in RBIs with 9, leads the team with 10 runs scored.
There's the first pitch to Andy Gordon, and Gordon will sky this out to center field. Going back is good. He will make the catch, and there is now 2 down. And that'll bring up Bennett Dean with 2 fly ball outs from Marsh. It is Klosterman out in left, Good in center, Jensen in right, Henny at third, Weaver at short, Sherbensky at second, Tillery at first, Jairus behind the plate, as Dylan Marsh has got back-to-back guys retired. 2 down here at the top of the first inning. And the third left-hander to come to the plate is Bennett Dean. First pitch is taken for ball 1. Dean's way up in the batter's box. That step with the front foot was nearly outside the batter's box. Trying to get ahead of the maybe pick up the speed a little bit of what Dylan Marsh is throwing. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is taken for a strike and is now 1-1.
And after a 1 pitch at bat to Andy Gordon, probably got a little advice from Coach Brian White saying you need to grind a little bit of this at bat. Let us see what Marsh has to offer. Hasn't had to work too hard so far for these two of these first 3 batters.
1-1 pitch. Dean will sky this out to center field. Good going back. He'll settle underneath it. 3 fly ball outs after the base hit from Hinkle. Strands of no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. Head to the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Post 22. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post 8 apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
As we welcome you back here, bottom of the first inning, as Post 22 come to the plate, Dalton Klosterman will lead things off. Riker Henny batting second, Jake Goebel third, Drew Sherbensky batting cleanup, Luke Jagras, the catcher, batting fifth, Blake Weaver at batting sixth, playing short, Harrison Good, the center fielder, batting seventh, Hunter Tillery, first baseman, batting eighth, and Jed Jansen, the right fielder, batting ninth for Post 22. And they're going against Jaden Wiebe, who again had a solid outing yesterday. 2 innings, 1 hit ball, no run scored, 3 strikeouts. You're hoping and you're expecting maybe the same from Jaden Wiebe and maybe a couple more innings here from Wiebe in this outing.
And I think what you're really looking for out of Jaden Wiebe is just aim to go 4 innings. If you can go 4 innings, then try to tack another one on. I mean, don't try to think about coming out and pitching a complete game, because you're just going to get yourself in trouble. Just come out, throw your best stuff for 4 innings, and then anything beyond that is gravy. And luckily for the Eights, they're set up pretty well. I think they've only got a couple of arms that aren't available today, but they also have to keep in the back of their mind the fact that they've got 4 games ahead of them, maybe more down in Sioux Falls starting Friday.
That first game will be 7:30 Friday night. First pitch to Dalton Klosterman is a ground ball left side past the glove of Andy Gordon in left field for a leadoff single. And Klosterman has gotten the first hit of the ball game. Goes a no-hitter in the bottom of the first inning on the first pitch for Jaden Wiebe. They'll bring up Riker Henny, who's probably been the hottest hitter for Post 22 as of late.
Yep, there goes the no-hitter, unfortunately.
Which, hey, hard to do, especially against his Post 22 team. We'll see if maybe Wiebe can do what Marsh did in that first inning. There's a ground ball. That's through the left side, so it's back-to-back singles in the first 2 pitches here. Open up the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, and again, the other thing that is going to be a bit of an adjustment is just the fact that on this turf, that ball is probably going to get to the infielders just a little bit quicker than maybe what they're used to, and so there's a couple of ways to play with that. I mean, you can play back about a step.
There's a line shot just over the head of Aaron Booth in the right field. Rounding third, going to try and score is going to be Klosterman. The throw coming cut off by Hansen. No throw of the plate. And it's a one-out, or it's going to be a RBI single. The first 3 pitches have gone for 3 singles for Post 22, and they lead at 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning.
And we've talked multiple times about sometimes that first inning can be the toughest one to get through, and so for Jaden Wiebe, unfortunately it's been bang bang bang, and the hard hats have come out swinging, just kind of a carryover from maybe a little bit of the momentum that they had last night in that 10-8 extra inning win over 320.
Drew Sherbensky will take a strike, so technically Wiebe has thrown all 4 pitches for strikes. It's unfortunate 3 of those 4 have gone for base hits. Counts 0-1 here to Sherbensky. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line shot, and that's past a diving Andy Gordon down the line left field. Goes all the way towards the corner. Rasky cuts off with his leg, And it'll be a double, an RBI double, and a second and third here with nobody out. And the Hard Hats are quickly up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, just a rope down the left field line, and Rasky playing left field for the first time actually goes into the corner and actually makes a little bit of a kick save. Rasky, not a hockey player, but was able to get a foot down in front of that ball and stopped it from getting all the way down into the left field corner and rattling around for potentially an extra base for the Hard Hats.
Well, the first pitch to Luke Jagris is taken for ball one. That's the first ball that Jaden Weeby has thrown the first 5 hitters. Now it's 2-0 here to Jagris. Been tough. I mean, but if you're Coach White and Coach Nas, you're saying we will take that if that's what happens. That's okay. Here a 3-0 count. You don't want to have a walk to load the bases. You're okay with those 4 hits on the board because a couple inches one way or the other, it's probably a 1, 2, 3 inning instead of having 4 base hits. Here's now the 3-0 pitch to Jagris, and that's over for strike one. Taking all the way.
And I think you're right. I mean, 3 of those 4 base hits, other than the one off the bat of Henny, I mean, we're literally within inches of the glove of Andy Gordon twice and Aaron Booth at second base for the other one.
3-1 pitch is upstairs, so it's going to be a walk, and the bases are now loaded here for Blake Weaver. As it has been all 5 guys to reach base to open up the ball game. Jaden Weeby's gone back to the windup with runners at second and third. Now the base is loaded. So Weaver can really do some damage. Here's the first pitch. That one will bounce in. Good block from Hinkle. Doesn't bounce to the dirt. It bounces on the turf. Can't say it's in the dirt because there is technically no dirt there. It looks like it. They've got the turf colored like it would be dirt. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Weaver right back up the middle. Booth will field. Flips it over for Hansen for 1. Back to first. A big double play. There's now 2 down. A run does come in to score. Or they call him safe over at second. Yeah, he is out at second base. So it is a 4-6-3 double play. Well, another run comes in to score. It's a 3-0 ball game, but there are now 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, and a nice play from a middle infield combination that we've not seen before. Aaron Booth manning second base for the first time this year, and then Matt Hansen over at shortstop. Hansen obviously has played some shortstop when Lincoln Keenholz has not been available, but the first time we've seen Aaron Booth in the infield just coming off of the injury, got cleared yesterday.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is over for a strike to Harrison Good. That was a good turn from Booth and a good job by Hansen to quickly turn from second and fire to first. Here's a 2-1 pitch. It's going to be the 1-1 pitch. That's outside, and I believe it's now 2-1 here to Good. And for post 22, Weaver doesn't get the RBI even though the run comes in to score. As a 2-1 pitch will be upstairs, and it's now 3-1. That's they call them twin killings for a reason. That kills a lot of the momentum that you just had. The base is loaded, nobody out. All of a sudden there's a runner on third with 2 outs. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That will be another walk issued by Weeby, but it sets up a force out at second base. And I'll bring up Hunter Tillery, the first baseman.
We'll go through the rest of Jaden Weeby's stats. Again, we alluded to it in the pregame. This is his 4th appearance of the Legion season. He's thrown 8 innings so far. No wins, no losses, no saves. Has a 4.38 ERA and a whip of 1.88. 4 walks and 6 strikeouts on the season so far for the rising junior.
Runner takes off for second, and we'll get to second base without a throw from Good. So it was missed for ball 1. McGuire Rasky's out left, Elliott Life in center, Jack Merkwan in right, Andy Gordon at third, Hansen at short, Booth at second, Dean at first. As Hinkle will watch that one fly out into left field, McGuire Rasky going to his left. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 8 men come to the plate, but a 3-run score on 4 hits in the inning. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. Post State got a little work in front of him, but Jaden Weeby was able to get out of that with limited damage. 3-0 for the Hard Hats after the first inning. Back in a minute, you're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Actegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Top of the second inning, it is a 3-0 lead for Post 22. Joe Anchor alongside Greg Dean, as it'll be Aaron Booth, Matthew Hansen, and Gary Nedved, 5, 6, and 7 for Post 8. As they trail 3-0. Aaron Booth started that double play to his up-the-middle partner, Matt Hansen, who is on deck. 1-2 here in the top of the second inning. Booth picked up a hit in his first at-bat of the season. Came in to pinch hit in the bottom of the seventh with Post 8 down by 1 yesterday to Aberdeen. First pitch he saw, he got a base hit. Ended up coming around and scored the game-winning run on the Jaden Wiebe 2 RBI single. Takes strike one. Here to open up the top of the second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. I don't know, bounced in, it's now 1-1.
Probably one of the most senior-heavy lineups we've seen out of Post 8 so far this year. Six of the 10 are manned either by seniors or super seniors, and then you've got just Isaac Polak and Jack Van Camp on the bench.
As Booth will line that one, caught by the shortstop, Weaver. Left high for it, made the catch. Leadoff man retired. And you can't let that frustrate you too much. And I'm not talking about just Aaron Booth, but the entire team for Post 8 as Matt Hansen will come to the plate. Because we mentioned in the first inning, those 3 out of the first 4 hits for Post 22 were close to almost being outs. That was very close to being a base hit. So as we start this game out, that one's popped up on the infield. Weaver will call for it. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 quickly down here in the top of the second. But those hits will fall at some point for Post 8, and they won't fall for Post 22. That the ebbs and flow of baseball. Right now, it just seems like Post 22 got all the breaks from the first now 8 outs in this game.
And credit to Blake Weaver over at shortstop on that line drive off the bat of Aaron Booth. I mean, that's a ball that you don't get a lot of time as an infielder to read as far as the speed goes, and you could just see he had to time that jump, and it wasn't a ball that was a real rocket off the bat, and so it's not like you jump right away. You gotta kind of wait for it just a fraction of a second. He timed the jump perfectly and was able to get it at the peak and record the first out.
Counts 1-1 here to Gary Nedved. 5 of all 5 outs so far that Marsh has recorded has been all pop-ups and fly balls. It counts now 2-1 here to Nedved as that one missed low. Everything outside of Hinkle's base hit, that was a one hopper through the infield. Everything has been popped up. 2-1 pitch. That one is just a bit outside, and it's now 3-1. Good hitters count here for Nedved.
The middle infield made a big adjustment just before that last pitch. Both Weaver and Sherbinsky, the shortstop and second baseman, went about 6 steps to their left.
Gary Nedved with a check swing down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Nedved will round first, head for second. He's standing on second with the 2-out stand-up double. He did not swing all the way through and doubled it down the line. The strength of Nedved pushed it into right field and right on the right field line.
Yeah, and a lot of times you don't have to swing hard. You just let the momentum and velocity of the pitch do the work for you. And that was a ball that he just turned around and was able to shoot out into right field. And so the Eights got a little bit of a threat here with a runner in scoring position, 2 outs here in the top of the second.
Here's Elliott Life. First pitch to him is taken for strike one. As he's got a chance with a runner in scoring position. He'll be looking for his second RBI of the season. The big at-bat here in the top of the second. Down 3-0 right now. Here's the 0-1 from Marsh. Life will foul it back to the screen and is now 0-2. Something unique and cool about this Dave Plouffe Field is there is not much of a wall behind home plate, and the fans are literally right behind home plate. It is as good of a minor league ballpark as you'll see, especially with the fans right there. 0-2 pitch is in the turf, and a good block from the catcher Jegris. It's now 1-2.
Yeah, just a short. I wouldn't even call it a half wall. I mean, there's just an abutment of concrete that's probably less than 2 feet high that serves as the backstop. So if a ball goes bouncing to the backstop, hits the net, it's potentially gonna hit the net and die right there.
The 1-2 pitch is flown out to left field. Klostro will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the second. 6 pop-outs for Marsh so far. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. Head to the bottom of the second. It is a 3-0 lead for the Hard Hats. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
It is the bottom of the second inning, a 3-0 lead for Post 22 as they come back to the plate. Jet Jansen will lead things off. That is back to the top of the order. Dalton Klosterman and Riker Henny, 9-1-2 here for the Hard Hats. Jensen was the lone man that did not come to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. Here's a first pitch from Wiebe to Jensen. That one will bounce in, and it's 1-0.
Couple of veteran umpires today, man in this game. John Whitcraft behind the plate from Rapid City. Bert Reddy out doing the bases. I assume they'll switch positions for the second game. Bert Reddy from a longtime umpire out of Martin, South Dakota.
1-0 pitch is taken for a strike and is now 1-1. 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle. Hansen will have to field it right in front of the bag. The throw to first is a low one, and Dean stays on the bag to make the play. And a really good first outs there for Post State as the lineup will turn back around for Klosterman.
Yeah, kind of a slowly hit ground ball that Hansen had to come a long way in and got the ball in his glove and then had to throw on the run. Just a low throw and nice play by Bennett Dean to not only dig the ball out because it was a low throw, but then also had to stay on the bag, used all of that 6'2" frame to record the out.
First pitch is taken for ball 1 to Klosterman. It was Klosterman, Henny, Goebel, and Sherbensky all got base hits in the first pitch that they saw. 1-0 pitch comes in and hits him on a curveball, and Klosterman will make his way to first. So he's been on base twice. And there's 1 on and 1 out to bring up Riker Henny, the third baseman. Henny got a single over through the left side in his first at-bat. Here's the first pitch from Wiebe to Henny. He'll swing and foul that one over towards Goebel. Put his left hand up to try and make the play. Went off of his hand. Be careful over there. Dugouts, it kind of seems a little bare. 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. But also, those dugouts have been there for, a month? So there's still plenty of time to add to it, but those dugouts right now look so bare. They look good. They look like they'd be, they kind of get the airflow there. As there's a ground ball for Dean at first. He'll step on the bag. He will not throw the second. He'll get the out at first, take the sure out at first. There's now 2 down here in the bottom of the second to bring up Jake Goebel.
Yeah, it's kind of a softly hit ground ball right down the line to Dean at first, and Sherbensky with a good jump. Dean wisely takes the sure out at first base, and really not much of a chance to get Sherbent, or to get Klosterman at second base, and so 2 outs now, and we got a mound visit. This is a little bit of an interesting mound visit right now between Coach Brian White, Kate Hinkle, and Jane Wiebe. Probably just more of a strategy about how do you pitch to Jake Goebel.
I was going to say that with the base open at first, you're not necessarily wanting to walk him, but don't give him anything to hit, because Goebel could easily make this a 5-0 game if you're not too careful, especially with the wind blowing out. He could easily just hit a fly ball out in the outfield, and it could carry its way out of here. Here's the first pitch. That one will get in the dirt, or get in the turf, over to the right side. Taking third base will be Klosterman, so he is now 90 feet away. And the count is 1-0 here to Jake Goebel, who had an RBI single in his first at-bat. It was the third pitch of the game from Jaden Wiebe that scored that run. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And a fastball that's popped up on the right side. Long run for Merquan. Will it stay in play? He's over near the fence, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the side. How about that for Jaden Wiebe? Comes back and gets a big 0. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base at the top of the third. 3-0 lead for the Hard Hats over Pierre. Listen to Post-8 Baseball on today's KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Top of the third inning, it is a 3-0 lead for the Hard Hats. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. As for Post-8, it'll be 9-1-2. Jack Merquan, then Cade Hinkle, and McGuire Rasky. He might reach his base, and he'll head back for Andy Gordon. 2 hits so far for the Ace. 1 in each of the 2 innings. A single from Hinkle and a double from Nedved. But nothing else. The rest have all been flyouts. 4 in the outfield and 2, a line drive. And a pop-up of the shortstop, Weaver. Here's the first pitch to Merquan. Swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
Merquan on the year hitting .206, 7 hits, 34 at-bats, all singles. He's got 1 RBI, 6 runs scored on the year.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Merquan line drive. That's through for a base hit. Right back up the middle. That's a big hit for Jack Merquan to open up the top of the third inning.
Merquan struggled a little bit through the first couple of weeks of the season, but the bats started coming alive a little bit here in the last half dozen games, and so that's good to see. And he's going to be a valuable part of this post-8 lineup going forward.
So now here is Cade Hinkle. First pitch to him. Be outside for ball 1. He led off the ball game with a single, but was stranded at first base after 3 fly balls to the outfield. Post-8 would be happy to get at least a run, if not a couple runs here. 1-0 pitch. That one's on the outside edge, and it's now 1-1.
Be interesting to see if Cade Hinkle would try to drop a bunt down Riker Henney at third base, not only playing back, but about 8 steps off the third baseline.
Pick off attempt. Diving back in safely is Merquan. And we'll see if Merquan goes in motion. He's got good speed. But he's also... It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to have happen in the middle of the game to make sure you slide early enough so you don't overslide the bag, as it's now a 1-2 count. If you slide in there, you could easily just keep on going and put yourself in near the outfield if you don't slide early enough. And the count is 1-2 here to Hinkle. Nobody out here in the top of the third inning. 1-2 pitch. Hinkle fouled away, spoils it off as it hit the covering. It hit the square on the covering, came all the way back.
Yeah, hit the facing of the canopy and over the top of the net. Hit the facing of the canopy that's about a foot wide, and then came back and not one of the fans flinched over there.
Everybody did not care. They knew they weren't in any danger. Here's 1-2 pitch. Here's a chopper to the first baseman. It is bobbled by the first baseman, Tillery. He will step on the bag at first. I don't know if he would have got the Merkwon out at second. Looked like he was going to try and throw to second base, which really for the hard hats probably was a break that Tillery didn't feel it cleanly. Because if he doesn't get Merkwon out at second, he's not getting Hinkle out at first. Would have first and second with nobody out. Instead, it's just a runner on second with one down.
Eights put 4 left-handed batters in this lineup today, including 3 of the first 4 left-handed leadoff batter in Hinkle, and then followed by Rasky here at the number 2 spot. Then you go back on the right side to Gordon and follow it up with Dean, and then the fourth one is Life down in the number 8 hole. So not often do you see an American Legion baseball team able to put four southpaws in the lineup.
First pitch to McGuire Rasky, popped it foul into the third base dugout, where the post 22 hard hats are at. Here's now the 0-1 pitch from Marsh to Rasky. Swinging a line, drive to center field. That one will drop in for a base hit. Takes a high hop to good. Stopping at third base will be Merkwon in his first and third here with one down. And that'll bring up Andy Gordon. You get 3 and 4 here to try and at least make this a 3-1 ball game. This is a good opportunity for Post 8 to pull back closer to Post 22.
Yeah, and credit Good, Harrison Good out in center field for selling that play. He kind of acted like and made Jack Merkwon think that maybe he was going to have a play on that ball, and it ended up dropping in front of him. Merkwon had to hold up, and because if he doesn't sell Merkwon on the fact that maybe he is going to get to that ball, Merkwon's off with the pitch and potentially scores on that base hit.
First pitch to Andy Gordon misses for ball 1. Gordon flew out to the center fielder. This time if he flies out to the center fielder like he did in his first at-bat, it would score Merkwon. Would love to get a base hit to keep things rolling here. There's a ground ball left side. That will be through on the back end, and it's going to be an infield single. No chance for Weaver at short. Had the smart decision to hold on to it, but an infield single for Andy Gordon and an RBI, and it's first and second here with one down. Post State is pulled within 2, 3-1.
Yeah, and Weaver playing over towards second base, and so ball hit not real hard, but over deep in the hole. Weaver able to go over and get a glove on it, but not able to make the play. And Eights have something going here. Runners first and second, one out here in the top of the third, and one run across.
Here's the first pitch to Bennett Dean. Swings and misses at a pitch low in the zone, and it's 0-1. Aaron Booth is on deck. Eights went down quickly 3-0. First three hitters got on base, and all three came around to score for Post 22. The Eights have scored their first run on the RBI infield single from Gordon. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That was on the outside edge, but missing, and it's now 1-1. We're near our spot that we usually are for Hyde Stadium games, except we're much lower and closer to the field than we are at Hyde Stadium. Probably a little bit farther off to the right. Well, it's still tough to see that outside call. There's a ground ball right side. A diving play off the glove of Sherbensky. Rounding third, coming in to score will be Rasky. Gordon will take third base. It's first and third on the RBI single for Bennett Dean. And the Eights are now 90 feet away from tying this ball game up.
And kind of what we talked about a little earlier. I mean, sometimes inches matter in baseball, and much like in the first inning with Post 22, where 3 of their 4 hits just eluded the gloves of the Post 8 infielders. A couple of base hits, Andy Gordon an infield single deep in the hole on the left side, and then Bennett Dean just rolled one out of the reach of Sherbensky on the right side, and now the Eights have runners on the corners, 2 runs across, down 3-2 here in the top of the third.
So here's Aaron Booth that can tie the ball game up with a base hit or even a fly ball. As the first pitch is taken for strike one, Booth popped out, to actually lined out to the shortstop Weaver to open up the top of the second inning. Eights have now overtaken the hit column 5-4 over post 22. Booth will out towards right field, coming in, long run for the right fielder. Tagging is Gordon. He will not try and touch the arm of the right fielder Jensen, as he'll make his way back to third. So now there are two down, and it's up to Matt Hansen to try and tie this ball game up here in the top of the third inning.
Yeah, just kind of a shallow fly ball, and Jensen had to come in a fairly decent way to field that fly ball, but only by the time he caught the ball, he was probably only about 50, 60 feet on the outfield grass, and if Andy Gordon would have tried to score it, it would have been a very close play at home plate.
First pitch to Hansen is over for strike one. Hansen popped out to the shortstop. Weaver in his first at bat. Nedved's on deck. He's got one of those 6 hits for Post State. 4 here in the inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is also over at the strike zone at the letters, and is now 0-2.
Hansen comes in hitting .278 on the year, 10 hits and 36 at bats. He's got a pair of doubles, 2 RBIs, 8 runs scored, leads the team in being hit by pitches. He got hit by a pitch 3 times in a game last week.
0-2 pitch, a ground ball up the middle, be fielded by the shortstop, a flip to second, a barehanded grab by Sherbensky, and it was nearly a costly error from the Hard Hats that would have tied the ball game up, but instead it goes down as a 6-4 putout to end the top of the third inning. 2-run score on 4 hits in the inning, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the third, a 3-2 lead for the Hard Hats over Pierre. You listen to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
As we head to the bottom of the third inning, a 3-2 lead for the Post 22 Hard Hats. John McClure alongside Greg Dean, as it will be 4, 5, and 6. Drew Sherbensky, Luke Jegris, and Blake Weaver, the first 3 hitters in this bottom of the third inning. On a beautiful night here in Rapid City. First pitch, and will bounce in to Sherbensky, who doubled in his first at-bat, double homer run to make it 2-0. The third run came in on a Blake Weaver double play, so he doesn't get credit for an RBI. Here's the 1-0 pitch upstairs, and is now 2-0. It's a big inning here for Jaden Wiebe on the mound. He got that help to make it a 3-2 ball game. Back out there and try and find another 0 for this Eights team. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one's just skied out towards center field. Elliott Life will wait underneath it, and he'll make the first grab of the bottom of the third. And that'll bring up Luke Jegris. Boy, that ball, when that first went up, maybe it's just because of how yesterday went, I thought Elliott Life was waiting too far back on the ball, but he took 3 steps in and made the catch. I didn't think that ball had any opportunity to get that far out in center field, but Life had it played perfectly. There's another fly ball for Elliott Life. He's going to go back on it, still going back, leaps up, can't make the grab. It'll hit off the wall, might have been off of his glove, so allowing Jegris to race all the way to third base to have a stand-up 1-out triple for the Hard Hats.
And I think, unlike yesterday, this is a day where you get a ball up in the air and it's gonna carry pretty well. And that was case in point with Jaguaris right there. Just a ball that he got up and elevated, and Elliott Life out in center field, going back and deep to his left. And like you said, John, I think the ball actually ticked off his glove because it actually bounded back to the right as you're looking out towards center field, and kind of ended up making Life go a couple extra steps to go retrieve it.
Counts 0-1 to Weaver. That pitch will miss low, and it's now 1-1 here to the shortstop, Blake Weaver. Grounded into that double play back in the bottom of the first inning. That really killed the momentum that Post 22 had. He'll line this one to center field. Elliott Life will be right underneath it. He'll make the catch. Runner will tag. Jaguaris will score without a throw. It's a sac fly for Blake Weaver, and it's now a 4-2 lead for the Post 22 Hard Hats.
Yeah, and that's productive out. You hate to give up the out, but anytime you got a runner on third and less than 2 out, you're either looking to get something to the outfield or hit the ball to the right side. And Weaver, nice line drive into medium deep center field, and Life records the out, but the Hard Hats get another run on the board.
Harrison Good was trying to drop down a bunt on the first pitch. He missed it. Hinkle was getting up out of his crouch before the ball came across the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will bounce in. And takes a couple of hops in front of Hinkle. Couldn't snag it with his glove, and the count's even at a ball and a strike. Good walked in his first plate appearance. Was stranded at second base to end the first inning. Upstairs, and is now 2-1 here to Good.
Going back to that bunt attempt, I mean, sometimes as a catcher you get a little aggressive, and Hinkle coming out of the crouch a little early. Sometimes you put yourself in a situation where maybe you come out from behind the plate too quick, and maybe get yourself in a situation where maybe you got an interference call maybe running against you.
I don't think you have to worry about a bunt now, as the 2-1 pitch was fouled down the third base line from Good, and now here's the 2-2 pitch from Wiebe. That one will bounce in. Blocked up by Hinkle. Nobody on base here with 2 away, and the count's now full. Here to the center fielder, Harrison Good.
We'd be doing a nice job mixing his fastball and his off-speed stuff so far through these first 3 innings.
3-2 pitch will bounce, and then not a chance to try and get Good to chase. And it's a 2-out walk. Second time he has been issued a walk. And it'll bring up Hunter Tillery, the left-hander, with 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning. A 4-2 lead for the Hard Hats. An RBI sac fly from Weaver has extended the lead from 1-2. Here's the first pitch to Tillery. Bouncing in. Good block again from Hinkle.
Good as a center fielder, you have to expect has pretty good speed. So we'll see with 2 outs if the Hard Hats try to put Good in motion, try to get him into scoring position.
1-0 pitch comes upstairs, and it's now 2-0. We be going with a little bit of a slide step with the runner on first base. Hinkle will slowly make his way out and talk with the right-handed pitcher starter in game number 1. Jack Van Camp will go in game number 2 for the Eights.
Would not be surprised if the batter, Hunter Tillery, is the game 2 pitcher for Post 22.
And as I failed as a broadcaster because they said who, as I was walking through the batting cage, their indoor batting cage they said who was going to be starting game number 2, and I don't remember who it was.
Okay.
So
it'll be a mystery.
I have failed. It could be Tillery, but I just don't remember who he said was going in game 2, as the count's now 3-0. So I've failed you, Greg. I failed you, the listener, not remembering and not paying attention enough. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That'll be ball 4. Tillery will have a 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back walks. And it's now Jed Jansen here with 2 away and runners at first and second. Into danger territory here with 2 outs, nobody on. You've walked the last 2 batters. There's a big at-bat here because the number 9 hitter, you don't want the top of the order coming up with the bases loaded, or still another run coming in across. First pitch, that one's over for strike 1. Good pitch there from Wiebe.
Yeah, and I think right now Jaden Wiebe just needs to settle down, and again, first pitch strikes are big. You get yourself in trouble when you get behind early, especially to this lineup.
0-1 pitch is a curveball that catches the zone, and it's now 0-2. Jensen, I don't think believe that should have been a strike. But he's down now 0-2 in the count. Wavy from the stretch. 0-2 pitch. Another curveball that Jensen just barely gets a piece of, and he'll stay alive. Remaining at 0-2. 2 runs on 6 hits for Post State. 4 runs, 5 hits so far for the Hard Hats. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Jensen will chop that one to the third base dugout. A couple guys moved. One man in there tried to make the barehanded play and missed that one. So we'll do it again at 0-2. He got relaced the batting gloves. That's the problem. batting gloves are the issue. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the outside, and it's now 1-2. Can't see what the number is, so I can't tell you who it is that tried to make that play.
Weeby just missed on the outside corner on nice pitch at 0-2.
1-2 pitch. It comes inside, and it's now 2-2. Jensen fouled off 2 straight 0-2 pitches, and now he's worked it back to a 2-2 count. Deuces are wild here in the bottom of the third. 2-2 pitch. That one will miss, and the bases are now loaded. Or excuse me, the 3-2 count. A pitch away from loading the bases, and the runners will get a head start at first and second.
Nice at bat from Jensen, being able to crawl back from 0-2 all the way back to a full count and 2 outs. Runners will get a head start.
3-2 pitch upstairs, and it's 3 straight walks now that have been issued by Wiebe. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Dalton Klosterman, who's been on base twice. Single and hit by pitch.
So what you're saying is he's due to hit it at somebody right now.
That would be fantastic. Post State would love that. We'd love that. Here's the first pitch to Klosterman. On the inside edge and over for strike 1. This is now becomes probably one of the biggest at-bats of the entire game, even if we get to the 7th inning and it's still close. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. Because you had 2 outs, nobody on base, and without putting the ball in play, you've now loaded the bases, so this could really explode into a bad inning, or the Aids could maybe get a little bit of momentum here if they can get out of bases loaded jam without allowing that run, any of those runs to score. Count is 0-2 to Klosterman from the windup 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, outside, and it's now 1-2. Trying to get Klosterman to chase.
And again, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Sometimes at 0-2, you want to nibble a little bit too much, and you just got to go be aggressive right here.
1-2 pitch outside, and it's now 2-2. So again, from 0-2 back to 2-2.
Just have to go be aggressive. Just settle down, say, here's my best stuff. Try and hit my best stuff right here. If you're Jaden Wiebe.
So now here is the 2-2 pitch from Wiebe to Klosterman. That one will also miss. And the count is now full, so everybody will get a head start again. This is a big pitch upcoming. Bases loaded, 3-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Wiebe will get a strikeout to leave the bases loaded. Tiptoed out of danger here in the bottom of the third inning. 1 run does score on a 1 hit in the inning. No errors and 3 men left on base. We head to the top of the 4th. It is a 4-2 lead for the Hard Hats over Pierre. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
As we welcome you back here, top of the 4th inning, it is going to be Gary Nedved, Elliott Life, and Jack Merquan, 7, 8, 9 to open up here in this top of the fourth. John Wickler alongside and Greg Dean. The Eights are down 4-2. 3 runs in that first inning for the Hard Hats. Another run added on a sac fly in the bottom of the third. Post State had scored 2 runs at the top of the third to cut it to 1. Nedved, who doubled in his first at-bat, swings and misses at the first pitch. So he's looking to continue to swing a good bat. Greg, you and I mentioned it before we got on the air that how well Nedved has been swinging the bat as it counts now 1-1. You really can't take him out of the line. You can't take him out of the DH spot. He's swinging it too well to try and get him out of the DH or just not be in a position anywhere. He's got to stay in that hitting lineup as it counts now 1-2.
Nedved coming into the day hitting .250 on the year, 5 hits in 20 at-bats. He does have one of the 3 triples on the year for Post State. 3 RBIs, a pair of runs scored, 7 total bases on the year for on the Legion season for Gary Nedved. And we've talked about him. He's one of those young men, the rising senior, who is going to be a real key to the Governor football program this coming fall.
Here's a 2-2 pitch to Nedved. He'll foul that one back and off the catcher Jegris and will remain at 2-2. And the leadoff man in the top of the fourth inning. And a 4-2 lead for the Hard Hats in game 1 of this doubleheader.
Dylan Marsh on the mound for Rapid City Post 22. 3 innings pitched so far, 6 hits. 6 hits allowed, 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk, just recorded his first strikeout of the day. 48 pitches on the day so far for Marsh, 34 for strikes, so he's been very effective around the strike zone so far in the first 3 1/3 innings.
And Nedved did swing and miss at that 2-2 pitch. And it'll bring up Elliott Life with 1 down here in the top of the fourth inning. Here's the first pitch to the center fielder. That one's taken for strike 1. Of course, I talk about how well Nedved's swinging the bat, and of course that's just 1 at-bat, so I don't want to say anything differently, but I talk about how well he's swinging the bat and he strikes out. I gave him the curse. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's upstairs, and it's now 1-1, but he is 1 for 2 with a double, so even with that strikeout, it's not like hasn't swung the bat well in this game yet. Already got a double to his credit. Here's a 1-1 pitch now to Elliott Life. Ground ball on the left side. It'll be fielded in the backhand by the shortstop Weaver. Throw across the body is not in time. Elliott Life with the speed will get down the line for an infield single. And there's 1 on and 1 out here at the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, and that was just kind of a routine ground ball that Weaver playing deep and shading Life towards second base, but had to come over several steps to his right, and as he fielded the ball, I kind of thought, you're taking a little bit of time to get rid of this ball, and for Life, he's able to leg that thing out for an infield single.
First pitch to Jack Merquan is taken high for ball 1. He's 1 for 1 with a single. He started the top of the third inning with the base hit that scored him and McGuire Rasky that put it to a 3-2 game. It's 4-2 right now as Merquan will line that one down the left field side, and that's third for a base hit. And underneath the glove, the left fielder Klosterman. Elliott Life will come around to score. Merquan will make his way over to third, and now Post State has the tying run 90 feet away on the single and 2-base error. That will be charged to Klosterman. A 4-3 lead for the 22 Hard Hats.
Just a rope down the left field line that right over the top of Henny at third base, and Klosterman came in charging hard and just probably coming in just a little bit out of control, and when he did, the ball just scooted under his glove, and good speed from Merquan to turn that one from a single all the way into a single and a 2-base error. He's standing 90 feet away from potentially tying this game.
And this should tie the ball game up as that one's flown deep into center field. The catch is made off of Hinkle's fly ball. It's an RBI sac fly for Hinkle, and the game is tied at 4. Thanks to an error from a Post 22, their first of the ball game. And Kate Hinkle will get the RBI sac fly.
And the Eights just keep putting pressure on. 4 runs, 8 hits. and an error so far for post 8. I think that error should be on post 22. I think they've got it wrong on the scoreboard, but 4 runs, 8 hits on the day for post 8. 4 runs, 5 hits, and an error for post 22.
First pitch to McGuire-Raskey is taken for a strike. He's 1 for 2. He singled and came around to score back in the top of the third inning. Post State trailed 3-0 in this game, then 4-2, and now it's back to a 4-4 tie ball game as it's now 1-1 here into McGuire-Raskey.
Post 22 coming off of a week where they went 3-4. They went to Yankton and defeated Post 12 down in Yankton, then went to Harrisburg and got swept in Harrisburg, including a 6-0 shutout behind Will Simmons,
as that
the Harrisburg pitcher.
Floated into center field for a base hit, lands in front of the center fielder in good. And there's a 2-out single for McGuire-Raskey, and he's now 2 for 3 in the ball game.
Harrisburg won a slugfest and a walk-off in the second game of that doubleheader, and then 22 goes up to Brookings and beats them in a pair of 5-inning games, 5-inning 10-run games, and then Post 22 comes back and gets swept by West Fargo here a couple days ago.
Here's the first pitch to Andy Gordon. That will be fouled off the catcher, Jaggeris. That one's not going to feel too good for Jaggeris. And it is 0-1. He'll take a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, he immediately got up out of the crouch and is still bent over, hands on his knees. He's, one of those foul tips that come back and you just, that's why you wear all the gear, and sometimes you don't wear enough gear.
And where that, sometimes too, a ball gets hit like that. I'm not really sure how the ricochet happens the way it did, but he seems to be okay. So goes the 0-1 pitch for Gordon. Raskey took off the pitch to throw to second. He'll slide head first, and he is in safe. The throw was offline, so a stolen base for McGuire-Raskey. He's in scoring position for Andy Gordon. With 2 away, that's a good. I think that's a good time to steal, because if he gets thrown out, you still got the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to open up the 5th inning. But now you give your number 3 hitter a chance to drive you in with just a base hit. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Marsh to Gordon. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. McGuire-Raskey will round third. He's going to come in to score. It's a 5-4 lead for the Eights. The steal comes to perfection for the Eights as Andy Gordon's got his second RBI single. And the Eights have their first lead of the ball game over Post 22.
Yeah, and again, taking advantage of the pitch before where Jaggeris just got kind of beat up a little bit, and so the Eights putting a little pressure on, trying to take advantage of that. Steal McGuire-Raskey, and then the next pitch, Andy Gordon lines into center field for an RBI.
So now here is Bennett Dean. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI single. And that ground ball that got past the diving glove of Sherbensky off of his glove and into right field for a RBI single. Gordon on at first base, 5-4 lead, 10 hits already so far for Post State. So a 2-0 counts. They've picked up 8 of those 10 hits in the last 2 innings. They've scored 5 times and still threatening here with 2 away. Here's a 2-0 pitch, and that will be fouled out of play. And it will bounce its way out of the stadium. And the count's now 2-1 here to Dean.
No activity down in the Post 22 bullpen, even though Marsh has given up 5 runs and 10 hits in just 3 2/3 innings.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Dean out towards right field. That one is deep. If it stays fair, it might have a chance. And it'll be off the wall, missed by the right fielder and Jensen. Rounding third is Gordon. He's going to come in to score. Dean's on his way to third. It's an RBI stand-up triple for Bennett Dean. And it's a 6-4 lead now for the Eights.
Yeah, just again, a ball that Bennett Dean got elevated, and he's finally come out of a little bit of an early season slump, and just early in the year just wasn't able to barrel stuff up and was getting underneath stuff and kind of made a little tweak in his swing, and now he's getting back to and when Bennett Dean is going good, he's pulling the ball, and over the last couple of games you were just kind of waiting for him to come back and have one of those breakout games, and this may be it. I mean, the RBI single and now the RBI triple.
As that'll bring up Aaron Booth to the plate with 2 away and a runner on third base. Dean was hitting 243 coming in, so is that a unbiased opinion of him being slumping, or is it Dad saying that he's maybe in a little bit of a slump?
Yes.
Yes. Aaron Booth is 0 for 2. He lined out of the shortstop, flew out to the right fielder. Bennett Dean's at third base. First pitch fouled right back to the netting, and it's 0-1 here to Booth. Post State has scored 4 times in this inning. They tied the game with the sac fly RBI. And then back-to-back, actually 3 straight hits. McGuire, Rasky, Andy Gordon, and then a triple from Dean. As it counts now 1-1 as that bounces in to give Post State a 6-4 lead.
Nice block by Jegaris. Otherwise, if that one gets to the backstop, Dean likely scores and extends the Post State lead.
Here's a 1-1 pitch from Marsh to Booth. There's a ground ball to the left side. It'll be backhanded by Weaver. The throw to first is going to be in time, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 4th inning. But Post State scores 4 times in the inning on 5 hits. It is going to be 1 air charge to Post 22 and 1 man left on base. It is a 6-4 lead for the Eights over the Hard Hats. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When something just isn't right, it's natural to talk about it.
If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone.
If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it. But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone.
Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently?
There is no difference. We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you.
When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com.
Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope,
you have everything.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is going to be 2, 3, and 4. Riker Henny to lead things off. Be followed by Jake Goebel and Drew Sherbensky. He might reach his base. It'll be Luke Jegaris as 22 Hard Hats are playing from behind for the first time here in this doubleheader. 4 runs in the top of the 4th inning has given Post State a 6-4 lead. There's a ground ball to Gordon over at third base. Throw across the diamond will have to be scooped out by Dean, and a true hop right into his glove at first, and 1 pitch and 1 out to open up the bottom of the 4th inning.
And looked like, and I just caught a glimpse as they were coming back, but I think Brady Getz was just coming back from the bullpen, so he is potentially warmed up and ready to go in case Jaden Wiebe runs into any kind of trouble here, even though he's got 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Eights are up 6-4 over Post 22.
First pitch will miss for ball 1 to Jake Goebel, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is skied up in the infield, and going into shallow right field's Aaron Booth. He will call for it. He had to backtrack. He got all the way to his left and had to turn back to his right. He makes the catch, and 3 pitches and 2 outs so far here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's a pitcher fielding that second base position right there. Made it look easy. Never a doubt.
Yeah. At no time during that pop-up did I swallow hard.
So now here is Drew Sherbensky, the number 4 hitter. First pitch to him is upstairs for ball 1.
And not because Aaron Booth isn't a capable baseball player, but that ball was hit really high, and the way that this wind is blowing today, I mean, it can do some funny things with a baseball, even though that ball only got a couple of steps out onto the outfield grass.
1-0 pitch will bounce in, is now 2-0. And we also say that too because Booth is such a good guy and easy to joke with, so we have a little fun with him on the air, even though he can't hear us. We still have a little fun with him on the air. By giving him a little bit of making plays when he's not pitching. 2-1 pitch, that one will miss low, and it's now 3-1. But I bet you he's going to go to the dugout saying, "I had the whole way." Not nobody needs to even be worried about that play. I had that the whole time.
Aaron Booth would be known as one of those clubhouse guys. I mean, he just keeps everybody loose in the dugout, and always got a smile on his face. And if you're going and you get into a little bit of a slump or things aren't going good, Aaron Booth is the kind of personality that will pick you up pretty quick.
As Coach White will make his way out, looks like he's going to make a change. Looks like Brady Getz is going to come on to pitch here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. It was a 2-out walk that was issued to Drew Sherbensky. So it'll be 5, 6, and 7 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. A good outing from Jaden Wiebe. Brady Getz will take over. We'll step aside for a minute. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on a KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard. A combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre. Or give them a call, 224-5546.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wagner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wagner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WagnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wagner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WagnerAuto.com or stop by Wagner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Here is Brady Getz on the mound now for Post State with 2 outs and a runner on first here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Coach White making the move after Jaden Wiebe went 3 2/3. Can't close the book officially on him yet, although he did give up those 4 runs. Those will be 4 runs earned to him, but he could pick up a 5th run unless Getz is able to get themselves out of here without any damage. Luke Jegris, the batter, first pitch to him, is missed for ball 1.
This is a good move by Coach Brian White. Brady Getz struggled in his first 2 outings of the Legion season after having a really good spring season, but then rebounded yesterday. And so a good opportunity to get him back out on the mound after a good outing yesterday in that Aberdeen game. 2 shutout innings, just 24 pitches in those 2 innings. And so he's able to come back and throw today. And again, you want to get him back out on the mound with that good outing still fresh in his mind, but you also want to set yourself up for this weekend and keep your pitchers ready, and I think that was a strategy behind pulling Jaden Wiebe when they did.
Counts 2-1 here to Luke Jegris. Wiebe finished under that the necessary 4 days of rest. He's only got to have 3 days of rest, so he can come back and pitch on Sunday. Runner takes off, 2-1 pitch is taken for a strike. The throw to second is gobbled up by Booth. It was just a little bit wide, so the count is now 2-2, but a runner is in scoring position for Jegris.
That's what we've seen out of this Post-22 team so far is they've got pretty good speed through most of their lineup. There may be one or two bats in the lineup that don't show good speed, but they're not afraid to run on just about any count.
2-2 pitch, line shot, that's through for a base hit. Rounding third, coming in to score. The throw coming to the plate from Merquans, cut off by Dean. It's a 6-5 game on the 2-out RBI single from Luke Jegris as the walk comes back to haunt the eights.
Walk comes back to haunt, and then good strategy from Post 22 to get Sherbensky into scoring position with the steal, and with that we can close the book on Jaden Wiebe. He goes 3 2/3, gives up 5 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 6 walks, 1 strikeout, 68 pitches, 31 for strikes against the 22 batters that he saw today from Post 22.
First pitch will get in the dirt for Blake Weaver, and taking second base will be Jegris. So now the tying run is in scoring position here with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. This is another big at-bat. Anytime you can keep Post 22 behind you when you come to the plate, you've got yourself a good spot. But all of a sudden now, after having the first 2 guys retired, a 2-out walk and then a RBI single from Jegris. He's in scoring position. The count's 2-0 to Weaver. Things are quickly changed in this bottom of the fourth inning. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one just misses, and it's quickly 3-0. Now Harrison Good is on deck. Love to get out of this inning with limited damage, but post 22, it's hard to limit the damage when post 22 is at the plate. 3-0 pitch is over for a strike, and it's now 3-1 here to Weaver. Still good hitters count for him.
Yeah, and 6 walks on the day so far for the post-state pitching staff, and that's just too many in 3 2/3.
That one's fouled out of play, and it's now 3-2.
And we talked to Coach Nathan Nas a couple of different times, and he said it's been pretty easy. He said when we throw strikes, we play good baseball. When we can't find the strike zone and we walk too many people, we get ourselves in trouble.
It's amazing how simple that is sometimes. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Weaver. That one's outside, and it's another walk issued by the Eights. And it's now first and second here for Harrison Good. Yeah, it's so simple. Just throw strikes, and you don't put yourself in a bad spot.
Throw the ball, hit the ball, catch the ball. Yeah. That's all it is.
That's 3 things. That's all you got to be good at.
And then you run fast and turn left.
Yeah. It's a little bit like NASCAR. Here's first pitch is taken for strike 1. Well, at least you don't. Well, I guess unless you're Ricky Bobby, maybe you're running NASCAR. But everybody else usually drives. They don't run. But they do make those left turns. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Harrison Good. There's a ground ball up the middle, and Matt Hansen will field step on the bag at second, retire the side. So they keep the tying run on second base. 1 run does score on just 1 hit in the inning. No errors and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 5th inning. A 6-5 lead for the Eights over Post 22. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on at KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today. 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Top of the 5th inning, it is a 6-5 lead as it'll be Matt Hansen, Gary Nedved, and Elliott Live as it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Hansen is 0 for 2, Nedved 1 for 2, and Life 1 for 2. Halfway through this first ball game of this doubleheader between Post 8 and Post 22. And a beautiful evening in Rapid City. Maybe it's because the AC that we have in our booth, which is much different than what the old press box had. We had a nice little fan, and we just had to use the wind the rest of the way to try and keep that thing cool. 0-1 pitch to Hansen. He'll poke at it, grounds it to the third baseman, as that one will be fielded. Though the first is in time. Hansen tossed the bat towards the dugout, and it actually bounced and is up sitting on top of the dugout right now. It hit the turf, and it bounced up on the netting, and it's sitting above the dugout.
Yeah, it's stuck in the netting above the dugout. It's probably going to take somebody from the outside to crawl on top of the dugout roof to dislodge that bat from the netting.
First pitch to Nedved is off of his foot. End up going foul. A nice barehanded play there by Henny after it changed direction on him. Yeah, because it's not like where you can stand and then just get to the top of the dugout. I think maybe the wind will help out a little bit too, but yeah, that baseball bat will be sitting up there for probably some time. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Nedved. That one's over, and it's now 0-2. Although, if Hansen likes to use that bat, he's gonna have to try and figure. He's gonna have to do that before he comes back up to the plate. Otherwise, maybe the luck will change with the bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one will bounce. Is now 1-2. Have you ever seen that before?
No, because we just don't play on enough turf fields, and that's about the only place where you would see something like that happen, and so kind of gives you an indication of the difference between playing on turf and playing on real turf.
1-2 pitch is taken right down the middle on Nedved, and it will go down as the second strikeout victim for Marsh. He's now 1 for 3 with those 2 strikeouts, and to bring up Elliott Life with nobody on and 2 away. As he is 1 for 2, he singled back in the top of the 4th inning. That helped to get that rally going as Life will go up the ladder, out towards left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It'll be extra bases that go all the way to the wall, out in left center field. Life will round second. He's headed for third. The throw coming to third. He'll dive head first. He's in with a 2-out triple. And Elliott Life keeps the inning alive, and he's now 90 feet away from trying to help extend this lead for the Eights.
Yeah, and again, a line drive out into left center, and I think Rapid City had him shaded around, the left-hander shaded around to the right side, and a long run from Klosterman out in left field, but just out of the reach of his glove, and rolled all the way to the wall, almost all just to the left of the 393 sign out in left center.
First pitch to Jack Merquan is missed for ball 1 on the outside edge. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles. Life came around to score on the error that was charged to Klosterman after the ball got underneath his glove. He came all the way around from first to score. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That was a curveball that Merquan just couldn't pull the trigger, and the count's now 1-1. Be good time for his third hit of the ball game right here. Drive in Elliott Life. You thought 2 outs, nobody on. The inning was about to come to an end, and now the Eights are threatening here. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one will bounce in. A good stop from Jageris. And the count's now 2-1. Top of the order is on deck here for the Eights.
And somebody figured out a way to get the bat out of the netting above the dugout because it is no longer there.
I think they did it while Elliott Life was hitting the triple so nobody would see what they were doing. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one is right down the middle, and again, Merquan couldn't pull the trigger, and the count's now 2-2.
And I think the fact that maybe Merquan's being a little patient just shows he's got a little more confidence at the plate right now. He's not chasing stuff that he doesn't like, and so I take that as a good sign.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one will bounce in, and a good block from Jageris and a good take from Merquan. The count's now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. As it will be Cade Hinkle on deck here for the Eights. Here's now the 3-2 pitch. Comes inside, and it's ball 4. And it's a 2-out walk to keep the inning alive for Cade Hinkle, who is 1 for 2. Also had an RBI sac fly in his last plate appearance, which tied the game before the Eights were able to take a 2-run lead. We'll see if Merquan will go in motion at any point with first and third. And the speed of Merquan, you don't feel like you got to get into a rundown to try and score Elliott Life. You feel like you just straight up steal second base and take it and get 2 guys in scoring position here for Hinkle.
Good arm behind the plate and with Jageris back there at the catcher slot. So with 2 outs, I'd be a little surprised if maybe they send Merquan at this at bat.
First pitch is over for strike 1 to Cade Hinkle.
Unless you try to put something on, some kind of maybe a hit and run or a play on, or which is certainly a possibility.
Hinkle is 1 for 2. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Marsh. Curveball that will miss low, dropped out of the bottom of the zone before it crossed. And the count is now 1-1. And the coaching staff for Rapid City telling the catcher Jageris to not swipe down on it, swipe up to try and show the umpire that it crossed the plate. So the count's now 1-1. Long look in. He'll come set. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Hinkle. Instead, a fake throw. That's a balk, and the run's going to come in to score. He faked the throw to third, and the Legion American League rules is you have to throw the ball to third base. You can't fake it if you're on the rubber. And Elliott Life will come in to score. Merquan will take second base and Post State is gifted a run with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, and it won't go down as an error on the board, but that's a mental error from Dylan Marsh, the pitcher. And like you said, whether you call it a gift or the Eights stole one, the Eights put another run here and stretch this lead back out to 2, 7-5 here in the top of the 5th.
Time is called by Hinkle, and I think he's making Marsh think about that mistake just a little bit more and maybe get him to bait into another mistake for Hinkle to get a base hit. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's upstairs and is now 2-1. Boy, and you can see it in Marsh right now that he is not happy with himself by making that, as you said, mental mistake. It's not an error, but it's a mental error. 2-1 is foul out of play, and the count's now 2-2 here to Cade Hinkle.
Marsh just threw pitch number 84 on the day, so you gotta figure with the fact that there's no activity in the post 22 bullpen that they're expecting Marsh to go all the way to 105 pitches.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Hinkle outside, and the count is now full 3-2. McGuire Rasky is on deck.
Merkwan at second base, nobody behind him, so he does have to stay put. Will not get a running lead, even though there's 3-2 and 2 outs.
3-2 pitch outside, back pick to second. Merkwan will slide back in safely. That was a dangerous throw. That could have gotten to center field, but a good play by Weaver. And it's now first and second here for McGuire Rasky, who is 2 for 3. We'll have a mound visit before we get to that at-bat for McGuire Rasky.
And head coach Kelvin Torvey out to talk to Marsh, and I think this is as much of with no activity in the bullpen, you got to figure they're looking for him to go all 105 plus pitches in this outing, and I think this is more of a hey, we know you made a mistake on the balk. You know you made a mistake. Now you followed it up with a walk. And so now with 2 outs, you just got to go after the batter. I mean, just, it's time to go be aggressive and just come back and we've got the confidence in you, I'm sure, is what the conversation was. But the Eights bring to the plate the number 2 hitter, McGuire Rasky, who comes into the game hitting .562 so far this year and in somewhat limited action so far.
Here's the first pitch to Rasky. That one's outside for ball 1. 2 for 3, 2 singles. He scored both times he's been on base. Boy, this was a nobody on, 2 outs. A triple by Elliott Life started all this. A single from Merkwan after a walk to Merkwan, and then a balk was called. Rasky will shoot this one to center field, coming in the center fielder, and Good will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 5th inning. But another run scores thanks to a balk. It was 1 hit in the inning. There were no errors, and it is going to be 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th, a 7-5 lead for the Eights over Rapid City Post 22. You're listening to Post State Baseball on the KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Bottom of the 5th inning, it is a 7-5 lead for the Eights as Getz is on after recording just 1 out in the 4th inning. Took him a little bit to record that one out, but he is pitching in the 5th. Jaden Wiebe, who threw those 3 2/3 innings, gave up those 5 runs on 5 hits, 6 walks, and a strikeout. There is going to be some action out in the bullpen for Post 22.
I believe that is Drew Sherbensky, right now the starting second baseman, but Sherbensky has come from a long line of post-22 relievers.
I was about to impress you by me being able to see that number as far away as it was. I was going to impress you and say, and I was going to know it's Drew Sherbensky, but you beat me to it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
But I want to go on record that I did see that number, even though it was pretty far out there, especially for me. First pitch is taken high for ball one. I'm impressed when I can see stuff.
But I'm impressed too. I'm impressed I saw it. But it does speak to the fact that these post-22 uniforms are easy to read. I mean the bright red numbers on the back, the dark blue tops are and outlined in white make it pretty easy to read.
Hunter Tillery's 1-1 pitch comes into him and he'll bunt it foul, and it's now 1-2. I was going to say we can give ourselves some credit, but not a whole lot of credit because we're not that good. Our sight's not that good.
We saw a number on the back of a uniform.
Small things impress us. 1-2 pitches outside, and it's now 2-2.
Whip-de-doo.
We are as good as they come because we can see numbers on the back of a jersey that is probably 300 feet away from us. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one's missed, and it's now 3-2. I mean, it's a football field away, if that, and we were able to see it, and we're happy with ourselves. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Hunter Tillery, the leadoff man in the bottom of the fifth inning. Ground ball to the third baseman, Gordon. He'll field the throw to first. That one is in time. The leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the fifth. To bring up the number 9 hitter, Jed Jansen, then back to the top of the order for Dalton Klosterman.
And we'll go back and talk just a little bit about Jaden Weeby's start. And in the pregame, we talked about the fact that as a starter, you kind of have to go out with a mindset of saying, okay, I'm going to go out and give you 4 good innings, coach. And he was 1 out short of giving Post State 4 good innings. And the Post State bats have put them in a position where now they're ahead 7-5 here, going in, with 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. But Jaden Weeby did his job. Did exactly what Coach Brian White and Coach Nathan Nas were looking for out of him.
1-0 pitch here to number 9 hitter is popped foul and out of play, and it's now 1-1 to Jed Jansen. We have a chance. It's a slight chance for a foul ball. It's gonna be even probably hit more fine than what it would be at Hyatt Stadium because it's got to leap over the netting as it's now 2-1. That pitch was up high and have just enough spin to it to go over the netting and then fall back down in front of us here in the press box.
I think actually you got a better chance if it takes 1 bounce off of the concrete walkway in front of you.
I guess that's true too. So here's a now 3-1 count. So yeah, we just need to pop up in front of Andy Gordon's grandparents, drop down 1 hop right up to us.
Yeah, and just hope that Bill and Pat don't get too aggressive with trying to retrieve the foul ball.
He will catch it in front of me, and I will be not very happy with him. Here's a 3-1 pitch. There's a sharp line drive right to Hansen over at short. He'll make the catch with the sunglasses on, and there's now 2 down. There's a little bit of that sun peeking through. Well, I guess it's not really peeking through. It's still over the field, but I think the old way the Fitz looked, at most of the point now, we wouldn't be seeing the sun. That press box would be holding a lot of that shade, but it's still there for right now as the first pitch is over for strike 1 to Dalton Klosterman, the leadoff hitter in the post-22 order, who is 1 for 2. 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Getz. That one's fisted over the head of Gordon, and it's going to land in left field for a base hit. And a 2-out base runner here. No 1-2-3 inning for Getz. Well, we've seen that in the last 3 half innings. We've had base hits, or at least a guy getting on base with 2 outs and nobody on. Happened in the fourth, the bottom of the fourth, with a run coming in to score for the Hard Hats. And then it happened in the top of the fifth with Elliott Live with a triple, and he came in to score. So here is the first pitch as Klosterman takes off. It's outside. The throw to second. Not in time. Sliding in safely is Klosterman as Henny took ball 1. He is 1 for 3. 2 groundouts after getting a base hit. I believe they called it a strike. Umpire looked back to the press box, holding up an 0-1 count. Here's the next pitch to Henny. I believe now it's a 1-1 count. Oh, it is 2-0.
Yep.
Okay, he did have it right. It looked like maybe he was calling it a strike. It is a 2-0 count. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Just outside, it's now 3-0. On deck is Jake Goebel. Boy, if you walk Henny here and get first and second, Goebel all of a sudden represents a go-ahead run. And him at the plate could easily do that. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one is over for a strike. Taken all the way was Henny. Still good hitters count for the third baseman.
Henny with the walk-off 2-run homer last night to in extra innings in the bottom of the 10th to defeat Rapid City Post 320 in that 10-8 victory for Post 22.
3-2 pitch is popped up foul territory. Bennett Dean racing after it. Here comes Merkwan as well to land foul. In between all three of those guys, along with Aaron Booth, the second baseman. So the count is now full here at 3-2. Henny has been probably the hard hats, one of their best hitters, especially as of late. And that's the thing, too, is it was a one-game night for Post 22. So the fact that they still played 10 innings was just about the amount of innings that Post 8 played in their 2 games against Aberdeen and Sturgis. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Popped up, and it'll be fouled out of play. And it'll get out, and we'll do it again at 3-2.
Yep, 10 innings last night against Post 320, the equivalent of the doubleheader sweep that Post 22 had earlier in the week against Brookings, where they won. I'd have to look at the scores. I think it was like 16-1 and 18-1.
Here is the 3-2 pitch again. Ground ball left side, back in and sliding stop from Gordon from behind the bag. The throw to first is in time to get him. What a play from Andy Gordon behind the bag at third to get Riker Henny out at first and retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We've played 5 complete. The Eights have a 7-5 lead over Post 22. You listen to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Top of the 6th inning as we have a new man on the mound for Rapid City Post 22, as it'll be Drew Sherbensky to take over for Dylan Marsh. They will swap spots over at second and the mound. Jake Goebel will go to the first base bag. Hunter Tillery will come out of the ball game, which kind of indicates that our guess of him, or I guess more Greg's guess of him being this. I don't want to take credit for you making that prediction. The game 2 starter for Hunter Tillery. That seems like that would be very plausible at this point. And Goebel will take over at first base, so Marsh will hit in Hunter Tillery's spot, which is 8th in the order, and would be due up 7th in the 6th inning.
So I get to take all the credit if I'm right, and I'm hung out on a limb if I'm wrong, correct?
I guess that's correct. So you better be hoping you're right, because otherwise we're going to be talking about how bad you were, how much you were wrong.
My prognostication went south on me, is what you're saying. But we'll see how it comes about, and when we get the lineup for game number 2.
And Greg will be very anxious until then. See if he's going to be right.
Of my seat.
That's right. Andy Gordon's going to lead things off. 3, 4, and 5 here for Post 8. First pitch from Sherbensky of the game comes inside for ball 1.
Sherbinsky's velocity is going to be a little higher than Marsh. Marsh throws hard, but Sherbinsky throws just a little bit harder, and he's been in this relief role for Post 22 for a couple of years. And like I said, I think he's, if memory serves, he's about at least the second, if not third, Sherbinsky to come through this program.
I was going to say, I know Tad Sherbinsky came through this program. I remember him. Before then, would have been before my time. 2-0 pitch is popped up into shallow center field. Coming in will be the center fielder, Good. And he'll make the catch. The leadoff man retired here to open up the top of the 6th inning. I'll bring up Bennett Dean, who is 2 for 3 with a single and a triple and RBI in each of those 2 hits. 12 hits in total for Post State. We came here last year in the first weekend of I guess it would be the second weekend of the 2020 season, and Post State actually out-hit the 22 hard hats. There's a line shot base hit for Bennett Dean. He's now 3 for 4, right past the glove of Jake Goebel into right field. And Dean has gotten 3 straight hits in his last 3 at-bats. That'll bring up now Matt Hansen. But Post State actually out-hits. There should be Aaron Booth coming to the plate instead of Matt Hansen. But they actually out-hit 22 in that doubleheader, but didn't win any of those 2 games.
I think got 10 run.
Got 10 run in one of those games because they couldn't get the timely hitting. They kept getting base hits, but they couldn't get the timely hitting. Right now they have out-hit the Hard Hats 13-7 and lead 7-5, getting more timely hits. Took advantage of the one Post 22 error as Booth will foul the first pitch back, and it's 0-1.
We'll close the book on Dylan Marsh for 22 on the night. 5 complete innings, 12 hits, 7 runs. All of them earned 2 walks, 2 strikeouts on the night. 88 pitches for Marsh, 58 of them for strikes to the 29 Post-8 batters that he faced through those 5 complete innings.
Pickoff attempt and back in safely is Dean over at first base. Booth is 0 for 3 so far, looking for that first hit in this ball game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is taken at the letters and is now 0-2. He and Hansen are the 2 guys still looking for their first hits. Everybody else has got at least one, if not a couple of hits. Be great to see those 2 guys get in the hit parade. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Comes inside, nearly hits Booth. And the count's now 1-2.
And what does Aaron Booth do when the ball nearly hits him? He just looks into the dugout and smiles.
I've not, and he's a gamer. He can get fired up. I've never seen him in a bad mood. Even if he has a bad game, he still comes and looks like he's in a good mood. That one's shot to left field. Going back, is it going to stay fair? It's off the foul pole. They're not saying it's a home run. Bennett Dean's rounding third. He's going to try and come in to score. The throw coming back to third, and now they say it's a home run, and Aaron Booth has hit a 2-run bomb. His first home run of his career. It's a 9-5 lead. And Booth is fired up. And the Eights have a 4-run lead over 22 with 1 out in the top of the 6th.
Couldn't happen to a better kid. I mean, what a shot and just a ball that Aaron Booth took right down the left field line, and it hit just above the yellow line on the top of the fence, right at the base of the foul pole, just about maybe less than a foot into fair territory. And what a memorable home run for Aaron Booth.
Wow, what a shot there from Booth. It couldn't have hit another foot to the left. It wouldn't have been fair anymore. And how's about that for your first hit of the ball game? As it counts now 2-0 here to Matt Hansen. A 2-run homer for Aaron Booth. That is fantastic. 2-0 pitch. That's upstairs and is now 3-0 here to Hansen.
And again, after the single from Dean and the home run from Booth, Sherbinsky goes 3-0 on Hansen.
And it's a 4-pitch walk to Matt Hansen. And that'll bring up now Gary Nedved. Boy, the excitement that you could see from Booth. I think he even had the little stutter step around third base like Fernando Tatis Jr.
Well, and the thing is that the home plate umpire who has the call, because the field umpire was actually out out by second base with Dean on first base when the pitch was delivered. So the home plate umpire actually had to wait and make the call, and because Klosterman actually chased the ball down, it actually rebounded back into the field of play, and Dean was originally rounding third. Actually fell down, was going back to third before the home plate umpire actually made the home run call.
It was an odd play, and only for Aaron Booth could it be that odd of a play. Here's the 0-1 pitch here to Gary Nedved. That one will be taken for a strike and is now 0-2. But the pound in the chest at second base for Aaron Booth as he continued to go around and pound the chest as he was coming home. Boy, a guy that just got cleared yesterday to resume all baseball activities. First time he got to hit was yesterday, and he comes up with a home run. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Nedved will foul it to the third base dugout and stays alive at 0-2. Hey, Coach White, try and take Aaron Booth out of the lineup right now. After having to pinch hit him yesterday and insert him in for his first start. Here, he goes deep. Boy, oh boy.
Well, and he's been a big part of, he was key in that come from behind win over Aberdeen yesterday. I mean, that base hit was something that the Eights needed to put a spark into that inning after the leadoff walk to Jack Van Camp, and then the base hit, and then the bunt single from Brecken Kruger, and then eventually led to the two RBI walk-off single from Jaden Wiebe. So Aaron Booth already a positive factor in Post-State's lineup, even though he's just two games into the season.
As Matt Hansen will take second on a pitch in the dirt. He was off with the pitch. There was no throw from Jegris, so now he is in scoring position. With one down here in the top of the sixth inning, Gary Nedved. 2-2 pitch to him. Swings and misses. Didn't pull the trigger in time, and he will strike out for the third time here in the ballgame. And there's now two down, and it'll bring up Elliott Life, who is 2 for 3, single and a triple. He came up with 2 outs last inning and got that triple. Then extend the inning, and he came around to score on the balk that was called on Marsh. Here's the first pitch to Elliott Life, swing and a miss. And it's 0-1.
And the thing that Drew Sherbinsky's going to do on the mound is he's going to change speeds, and that's what we saw with, and his ball is going to move, and that's kind of what we saw with that Nedved strikeout. I mean, just had Gary Nedved just really fooled until the very last second, and by then it was too late, and the ball was already in the catcher's mitt when Nedved started the swing.
Counts now 0-2. Here to Elliott Life. With the runner on second and Matt Hansen.
Hansen with good speed on second. If Life can put something on the outfield grass, this could be another run for the Eights with 2 outs.
Here is the 0-2 pitch. Upstairs is now 1-2. Post State has scored twice here in the inning. A 2-run homer from Aaron Booth. The Eights have scored in the 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 2 in the sixth. After being held off the scoreboard in the first 2 innings. Life will call time as Sherbinsky was waiting for that sign to come in. So now he'll come set, and he'll deliver the 1-2 pitch to Elliott Life. One misses just a bit outside, and the count's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Jack Merkwan, the number 9 hitter, who has also had himself a pretty good day. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and also walked. 13 hits for Post State here. They're nearly 6 innings. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one is high and outside, and the count is now full at 3-2.
Yeah, Life has worked the count back to full here with 2 outs, making Sherbinsky work here in his first full inning on the mound for the Hard Hats.
Here's a 3-2 pitch. Life will climb the ladder, but he fouls it away. Probably swung a ball 4, but hey, if you're going to swing at it, foul it away, spoil it. Maybe get a better pitch here and get a base hit to score Hansen instead of drawing a walk.
And I think Life knew it. He kind of flinched as he turned around, walked out of the box. He knew he probably took a swing at ball 4, but he's being aggressive at the plate.
3-2 pitch, he'll foul that one off, and he'll do it again here at 3-2. The Eights have won 7 in a row coming into this contest, 9-5 on the season. They split with Watertown. Since then, it's been 3 doubleheader sweeps, or at least 3 two-game wins in one day. Here's the 3-2 pitch one more time instead of a check over at second. The ball will get into center field, but backing it up was good. And with that turf, the ball got to the center fielder a lot quicker than in regular grass, and Hanson had to stay at second base. So it remains at 3-2 here with 2 away. The 8 swept Mitchell, swept Renner 2. And they got a walk-off win against Aberdeen and shut out Sturgis last night. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Life, and he'll go down for the second strike on the ball game for Sherbinsky, but not before 2-run score thanks to a 2-run homer from Aaron Booth. No errors, 1 man left on base. We have head to the bottom of the 6th inning, a 9-5 lead for Post State over Rapid City Post 22. You're listening to Post State Baseball on a KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre. Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning as Post State has a 9-5 lead here with Brady Getz on the mound. 3, 4, and 5. Jake Goebel, Drew Sherbinsky, and Luke Jaggeris to be the first 3 hitters as the 8s have increased their lead. They picked up a big run in the top of the 5th. They got a 0 in the bottom of the 5th, and now another 2 runs to have their biggest lead of the game, 9-5. In the bottom of the 6th, Jake Goebel, who is 1 for 3, stepped to the plate. Here's the first pitch to Goebel. With 1 to offer at it, takes strike 1.
Goebel, the SDSU baseball commit, going to go to pitch for the Jackrabbits next year.
0-1 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 1-1.
I think Goebel, if I remember reading correctly, an all-state football player for St. Thomas More, as a defensive lineman. He certainly looks like a defensive lineman.
The 1-1 pitch is fouled back, and it's now 1-2.
Stands about 6'4", probably about 230 or more, and so certainly has the frame of what you're looking for in a D1 pitcher right now.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Getz. Comes in and hits Goebel. And the leadoff man is aboard to open up the bottom of the 6th inning. This is as big as a shutdown inning as you will find as we're late in this ball game. Sherbinsky will come to the plate, Drew Sherbinsky, who is 1 for 2. But because of that 2-run homer, you got a 4-run lead. If you can get a 0 here, yeah, they still got the 7th inning to go, and you can't overlook that 7th inning, but a 0 here puts just every bit of momentum over in the right first base dugout where the Post State sits at. That one's popped up on the infield. Aaron Booth will call for it. He'll stand right underneath it, make the catch. There's 1 down. That's a big first out.
Yeah, and what that 4-run inning does for Post State is it gives Brady Getz a little bit of breathing room. Just gives him a chance to go out and be a little more aggressive. It doesn't have to be quite so fine. Just go out and right now go out and challenge hitters. And I think that's what he's doing, working that good fastball, coming back with the good off-speed stuff.
Luke Jaggeris will hit one all the way out to right field. That will one-hop off the top of the very wall. Merkwan will throw it into second. We cut off by Booth. It's going to be second and third. Here with the 1 down. That nearly was a ground rule double on a fence that is not a short fence by any means. It is very tall over there all the way around and almost had a one-hop ground rule double, but it still goes as a double for Jaggeris, and it's now second and third.
Yeah, like John said, the ball took one bounce, hit the very top of the wall, got a turf bounce, and it's a good it's probably a 12-foot fence all the way around. So it hit high off the top of the fence.
First pitch is over for a strike to Blake Weaver. With two runners in scoring position here with one down, he is 0 for 1 so far. He grounded to a double play, hit a sac fly RBI, and then he also walked. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is taken for a strike and is quickly 0-2. So it'll be a big strikeout here if Getz could get him down. Harrison Good is on deck. Getz shaking off a couple pitches from Hinkle. Here's now the 0-2 pitch. Comes upstairs with the fastball, and Weaver doesn't offer. And it's now 1-2, just a little bit too far upstairs on Blake Weaver.
And again, same thing here with Brady Getz. Just need to come back and be aggressive at 1-2 with one out.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Bounces in, and a good block from Hinkle. And it's now a 2-2 count. I tell you what, we say it pretty much every time post-state plays, but having a catcher like Cade Hinkle behind the plate gives you so much more confidence to throw anything in the dirt, anywhere at the plate. 2-2 pitch misses upstairs, and from 0-2 is now 3-2. But you have every confidence to throw every pitch in the dirt if you have to, because Hinkle's going to block 95% of those balls. Here's now the 3-2 pitch. Popped foul out of play, and we'll do it again here at 3-2.
Yeah, and there's not much that gets to the backstop when Cade Hinkle is catching a game for the eights. It has to be a ball that's bound and determined to get to the backstop, because he's going to knock down 98% of them.
Here's a 3-2 pitch. Ground ball left side, fielded by Hanson. They got a runner in a pickle here. They're going to throw to third. They're going to tag out the runner at going to third base. So it's now first and third. And post 22 ran into the second out, and they have a force out at second here with 2 away. And the runner at first base, and Weaver almost went back to the dugout. He had to be held by the first base coach. So he
actually, I'm not too sure that if the umpires didn't see that you could almost make an appeal, because that would have been assisting the runner for the coach actually grabbing him and pulling him back to first base.
So it's first and third here for Harrison Good with 2 away. First pitch will bounce, will actually be low. Was not bounced, was caught by Hinkle, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, hard ground ball to Hanson at shortstop, and picks it up, and Sherbinski at second base takes off with the pitch, assuming Goebel was going home from third, and Goebel didn't move.
There's a chopper that is foul over on the third base side.
And by the time that Sherbinski had committed, he was already past Hanson, and so there was no opportunity for him to go back to second base, and so it was an easy flip to Andy Gordon for the tag of Sherbinski, and the Eights have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one just a bit upstairs here to Good, and it's now 2-1. He is 0 for 1. He grounded up the middle, end of the inning, on a ground ball to Hanson, who stepped in the bag at second. Otherwise, he's had 2 walks in his 3 plate appearances. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Runner takes off. It's high for ball 3. Safe at second. Sliding in is Weaver without a throw. And it's now second and third. Once again, here with the 2 outs. When the count is 3-1, Getz will go back to the windup. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Harrison Good. That is taken at the knees and is now a 3-2 count. Gets a strike away from getting out of this inning.
And even though Weaver stole second at a 3-2 count, he would have been off. Even if he'd still been at first, he'd been off early, and so not much of an advantage for 22 here.
3-2 pitch is popped up, foul side in third base side, and will get out of play. And it will do it again here at 3-2.
Weaver with good speed, likely going to score on any base hit with 2 outs. He's going to be off on contact. Goebel still standing at third. Full count, 2 outs. Eights up by 4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning against post 22.
Time was called by Harrison Good. Get back in the batter's box. And here comes the payoff pitch with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. We'll go for a walk. It goes off the concrete, so Goebel can't score. And the bases are now loaded. And that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Dylan Marsh, who will get his first at-bat of the ball game. So Marsh is going to be the batter, who was the starter here in game one. Went to second base, and he's got a big spot in front of him. He represents the tying run, so he could hit one out and tie the ball game up with one swing. However, it's tough to come in getting your first at bat with 2 away and the bases are loaded.
And the Eights have Jack Van Camp just going down to the bullpen to get warm, and we'll see if maybe Brian White uses the same strategy he used earlier in the week, and that's use Jack Van Camp to come in and close game one of a doubleheader, and then start him in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Well, I think right now this game is all on Brady Getz's shoulders, even though the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 6th inning and the Eights up by 4, but would not surprise me if Getz gets into some trouble and this inning gets extended if maybe we see Jack Van Camp before the end of this game.
First pitch will miss low for ball 1 to Dylan Marsh. This is a big at-bat here. Bases are loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Post State has a 9-5 lead. No runs have scored yet for Post 22 in this inning. 1-0 pitch. That's outside, and it's quickly 2-0. Getz got to find it. He gets a little help from the shadows here that have kind of crept in front of home plate. Makes it a little bit more difficult as a hitter. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one is at the letters, and it's now 2-1. I'll be able to throw another strike here, at least get Marsh to swing at a pitch. Don't want to go down 3-1 with the bases loaded and 2 down. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one will bounce in off the mask of Hinkle, and it's now a 3-1 count. And Brady Getz has got to throw a strike. Do not want to walk in a run. And we'll see if maybe if he does walk in that run, if that means Jack Van Camp comes in this ball game. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That is over for outside, taken for a ball, and that will make it a 9-6 game. Run scores, the bases loaded walk. I think Coach Knobs is telling Jack Van Camp he's going to get moving a little bit quicker here as Jed Jansen will come to the plate.
Yeah, 9-6 ball game, and a base hit here, plates 2, something to the gap, potentially ties this ball game up.
It'll be Sullivan that will come to the plate. Sullivan now the pinch hit for Jensen. So Sullivan will get his first at bat with the bases loaded here with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch to him is fouled out of play. Bases are loaded here with 2 outs. That ball form was just barely outside. There's a line shot. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. Another run will come in to score. It's a 9-8 ball game as a throw will come towards the plate, cut off by Dean. And Sullivan delivers a huge 2-out RBI, a 2 RBI single. As first and third, 9-8 is their score. And we'll see if that will bring Coach White out to make the change for Jack Van Camp. But there's runners at the corners for Dalton Klosterman, the leadoff man in the order.
Looks like Getz is going to face at least one more batter. Like to see him retire Klosterman and get out of this inning with the Eights still nursing a 1-run lead right now, even though the tying run is at third base, just 90 feet away for post 22.
Here's the first pitch to Klosterman. A long pause. That's over for strike 1. Klosterman is 2 for 3. Been on base 3 of the 4 times he's come to the plate, struck out swinging, and the lone time he's been retired. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Runner takes off. That one's fouled back. It will get out of play, and it will hop in front of a fan. Couldn't make the catch, and counts now quickly 0-2.
And that's just kind of how post 22 rolls. Even though they're down 4, you always get the feeling that they're never out of a ball game. And a big inning, putting 3 on the board here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs, have them right back in this ball game.
Runners are at the corners. Tying run is on third. The go-ahead run is on at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Runner takes off for second, trying to get into a run down there. Let him take second base. So we'll go as a stolen base for Sullivan. He was trying to bait a throw to second, did not. So now Getz will go to the windup, and the go-ahead run is in scoring position now for post 22. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Getz to Klosterman. Just a bit outside. And Hinkle does a good job of standing up and nodding his head, telling Getz that was a good pitch. It's okay, but it was a good pitch because that's exactly where he wanted it, trying to get Sullivan to chase after it. Was very close to the strike zone, but it was not a strike. Yeah, here's the 1-2 pitch to Klosterman. That's outside, and it's now 2-2. Eighth man to come to the plate. Riker Henny is on deck. One of the best hitters from post 22 so in the last several weeks. Although he's 1 for 4 in the game. Rather not face him here with the bases loaded or even a tie ball game. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Comes inside, taken for strike 3. And Brady Getz gets out of the inning, and post 8 clings to a 1-run lead after 6 innings. We head to the top of the 7th. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and KCCR on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
It is the top of the 7th inning. It is going to be 9-1-2 for the Eights. We wonder if we will maybe see Jack Van Camp at the bottom of the 7th. A 1-run lead, 9-8. 3-run bottom of the 6th inning for post 22. Got them within 1. But then Getz was able to strand those 2 runners in scoring position as Dalton Klosterman struck out looking. And the Eights are in really a must-need situation to extend this lead. They had a 4-run lead. It's evaporated to just a one-run advantage. You need to extend this lead a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of cushion against 22, especially with 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, and I, the way that Nathan Nas ran down to the right field bullpen during those last 2 at bats. I mean, you got to figure that if Brady Getz gets in any kind of trouble in the 7th inning, we will see Jack Van Camp.
First pitch is taken for ball 1 to Jack Merkwan, who is 2 for 2, been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate. And up on third on his single in the top of the 4th inning, thanks to the only error that's on the scoreboard right now. Swing and a miss by Merkwan as trying to climb the ladder. Saw a pitch up in the zone that looked good, then realized it was a little bit too high in the zone. Counts 1-1 to Merkwan. Sherbensky gave him those 2 runs on that 2-run homer to Aaron Booth in the 6th inning. Ground ball up the middle off of Sherbensky. He knocks it straight down for a 1-3 putout. And Merkwan, who had 2 hits to open up the ball game for Post 8, he doesn't get the break there to go up the middle.
Sherbensky with the kick save. If he doesn't knock that ball down, I mean, that one probably goes into center field and would have been a break for the Eights, but it turns around and it's a break for post 22 as they get the leadoff batter out here in the top of the 7th.
You are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Here's the first pitch to Hinkle. He'll go the other way out to left field, right to the left fielder, Klosterman, who is shading his eyes from the sun. And I'm sure that ball was right around where that sun was at, and he was able to make the catch because he barely had to move. He had him played absolutely perfect. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 7th. It'll bring up McGuire Rasky.
And if you've ever played the outfield in a sun field, looking into the sun and a ball on a line coming right at you, that's one of the toughest plays in baseball. And give Klosterman a lot of credit because he hung right with that ball. And you know, when it went up, I thought maybe it got over top of Klosterman, but he read it perfectly the whole way. And like you said, never had to move.
First pitch to McGuire-Raskey is taken for ball one. Raskey's 2 for 4, 2 singles. That one will bounce in. It's now 2-0. 2, 3, and 4 here in the order. There's 2 away, so Raskey's looking to pass it on to Gordon. Gordon will look to pass it on to Dean to try and score some runs here for the Eights in the top of the 7th. They lead at 9-8 over the Hard Hats. 2-0 pitch. That one's taken for a strike, and it's now 2-1.
How about just a couple of how about back-to-back doubles? Wouldn't that'd be kind of fun.
Hey, are you calling it?
I'm calling it.
You're calling it. All right. So you got to start here with McGuire-Raskey. 2-1 pitch. He'll go the other way. That would have been a double if it had been fair. Straighten it out. And it's now a 2-2 count. That ball is probably not going to be reusable. That one hit the edge of the concrete and bounced back, actually. So I think that one's probably
pitcher's dream, scuffed up.
Yeah. Well, they're still running after it. Maybe I saw something differently. I don't think they're going to find the baseball because I think it's in the grass here. 2-2 pitch is outside, and it's now 3-2. Those kids are running way down. Yep, there we go. And the count's now full at 3-2. I was right. I did see that right.
See, your eyesight's going from 2030 to 2015 tonight.
Boy, 3-2 pitch was upstairs, and it's a 2-out walk, so you don't get the 3 back-to-back doubles, but McGuire-Raskey is on base with 2 away. They went from like 20,000 to maybe 20,500. Here is Andy Gordon, who has 2 for 4, 2 RBI singles in the 3rd and 4th inning. Post State with 14 hits in this ball game. None bigger than Aaron Booth, who had a 2-run home run last inning. Here's the first pitch to Andy Gordon. That's upstairs for ball 1. Right now, that stands as the winning runs for Post State. That 2-run homer.
Just got to get 3 outs. 1 or more insurance runs would be really big right now.
Sherbinski will come set from the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Instead of check over and diving back in safely is Raskey at first base.
A lot of room in this park. 393 to both left field, the left center field gap and the right center field gap. And with the wind blowing out, Vandy Gordon can elevate one.
That one to be taken for a strike, and it's now 1-1 here to Gordon.
Ideally, it would be really huge if he could take one out of the park, but if he could just put one in either the left or center field gap and let it roll around out there for a while, McGuire-Raskey, good speed at first base.
Here's now the 1-1 pitch from Sherbinski. Raskey takes off. Gordon will chop it over at third base. It'll bounce foul. And it's now 1-2.
Just squirt foul as to high hopper off the plate, and it went about a third of the way down the line. Thought maybe it was going to stay fair, but just had enough English on it that it just squirted foul. Henny picks it up about 3 feet in foul ground.
Count is 1-2. I was about to say he had a lot of English on it too.
You know, it's scary that you think like me. I feel for you, as do any number of the other listeners who know me on this broadcast. If you're thinking like I do.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Sherbinski to Andy Gordon. Raskey not running. Gordon will pop it up on the right side. The second baseman and Marsh will go out into right field, make the catch. And it's a 0 at the top of the 7th for Post 22. But Post 8 is 3 outs away from taking game 1 of this doubleheader, as we will see Jack Van Camp come to the mound to try and close it out. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
ATVs provide wonderful outdoor recreation, but they can also rapidly spread noxious weeds. An ATV can pick up noxious weeds in one area and spread them to the next area in which it is used. When you finish your ride, make sure your ATV is free of weeds and weed seeds. Cleaning your machine is important in stopping the spread of noxious weeds like leafy spurge. To find out how you can help prevent the spread of noxious weeds, call the South Dakota Department of Agriculture or your local county weed and pest supervisor.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
It is the bottom of the 7th inning. It is a 9-8 lead for Post 8 over Post 22 as Jack Van Camp will come on the mound to try and close it out. He'll face 2, 3, and 4. Riker Henny, Jake Goebel, and Drew Sherbensky. Jack Van Camp, we talked about him being the Game 2 starter. He's still going to be the Game 2 starter. It's not unfamiliar already this year that Van Camp closes out a game and then comes back and starts the next game. He did it earlier this year. First pitch will be taken for strike one to Riker Henny, to the chagrin of the Post 22 fans. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Van Camp to Henny. That one is over the zone. It is now 0-2 here to the third baseman.
Van Camp, the super senior left-hander, like we've talked about him before, works off the far third base side of the rubber, comes at you with not quite a full sidearm delivery.
0-2 pitches outside, and it's now 1-2.
And with that delivery and the way that he's positioned on the rubber, that ball really rides in on the right-handed hitters, and we'll see all right-handed hitters 2, 3, and 4 here in the lineup for Post 22.
1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball that will be foul right over by third base. And we'll do it again here at 1-2.
And this leadoff batter is a big spot. If you can retire the leadoff batter, keep him off base, that's a big out for Post 8 if they can get him.
1-2 pitch is a miss low, and the count is now 2-2. Henny is 1 for 4. He singled back in the bottom of the first, and he's grounded out the other 3 times he's come to the plate, twice to Andy Gordon. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Outside, and from 0-2 is now 3-2. Jake Goebel is on deck. He was hit by a pitch his last trip to the plate. Tying run is at the plate. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Chopped foul, staying alive, just barely as Henny. The throw went through the sun. So Van Camp didn't see the ball come back from Cade Hinkle. And so we will do it again here with another payoff pitch upcoming to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th. From the windup, Van Camp, the left-hander, delivers. Hard right back at Van Camp off of his glove. He'll scoop and throw the first, and scooped by Bennett Dean at first base for the first out. Are you kidding me with that play, Jack Van Camp? There's one down. It went off of his glove. Coach Brian White will come out to make sure that he's okay without taking a visit. And I think Van Camp's already waving him off, saying he's okay.
Yeah, and I think the home plate umpire said, yeah, this is a medical check. I mean, this will not count as a mound visit. So I tell you what, that was a rope, a one bounce hard ground ball, and that was literally nothing but a defensive effort from Jack Van Camp to get his glove up in a protective motion, and then he not only got a glove up, but had the presence of mind to knock the ball down and then scramble, throw from his knees, and get Henny by 2 steps at first base.
First pitch to Goebel is fouled out of play. That is an unbelievable play by Jack Van Camp. Lost the glove, using the turf to his advantage to slide through to make the play. There's a ground ball right back at Van Camp again. He flips the glove up in the air saying, quit hitting it right back at me, but Goebel is on with a 1-out single. And that'll bring up Drew Sherbensky as he represents the winning run at the plate. The tying run is now on base here for 22.
And Jack Van Camp's got to be thinking, hey, that's a number 6 on my back, not a bullseye.
Yeah. So here's maybe get one more ground ball, maybe not right back at you. And if it is, maybe it's a little bit easier of play to try and start a double play to end the ball game. First pitch is missed by Hinkle, went off of his glove. It'll be taken for a ball, but it stayed in front, so Goebel unable to advance. Sherbensky is 1 for 3, an RBI double back in the first inning. 1-0 pitch is at the knees on the inside corner and is now 1-1.
And I tell you what, if you ever needed to get into a ball game very quickly, Jack Van Camp's adrenaline's got to be going about 1,000 miles an hour right now.
1-1 pitch. That is over for a strike, and it's now 1-2. Bottom of the seventh inning, a 9-8 lead for the Eights. A 1-2 count here to Drew Sherbinski. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Ground ball off of Van Camp. It'll be fielded by Hansen. Throw to second for one. And Booth will bobble. Does not throw to first. So it's a 1-6-4 fielder's choice for the second out of the inning to keep the game alive.
And Van Camp gets an assist for the second of 3 balls right at him tonight.
So that'll be now Luke Jageris, the last chance here for Post 22, trying to keep this game moving along. Here's the first pitch. Here's a swing and a miss. That's 0-1 by Jageris. Now, Greg, you have to help me out here in the state championship run that Post State went on a couple of years ago. Did they beat 22 to get to this point, to get to the state championship? A runner takes off for a second. The throw to second. Booth can't put the tag down. Tying run is in scoring position, but it is an 0-2 count.
Yeah, they Post 22 was the host team that year, and so Post State actually faced Post 22 in the third game of that tournament. McGuire Rasky.
That's
McGuire Rasky, then a rising freshman, threw the game of his life that night.
0-2 pitch is taken for strike 3. The ball was dropped. Hinkle will wait to make the tag, and that will end the ball game. And Post State, that might be the first win here against Rapid City on the road since the state tournament back in 2017. Post State wins it 9-8 in game 1. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back to wrap up game number 1. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at comtechplus.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post State apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
As we welcome you back here at Fitz, as it's a 9-8 win in game number 1 for Post State over Rapid City Post 22 in a game that took 2 hours and 14 minutes. Post State out-hits and outscores Rapid City Hard Hats 9-8 in the win, 14-10 in hits. And that is as impressive as a win as it gets. I don't care what the record is for Post 22 to get a win like that here in Rapid City at the newly renovated Fitz in front of the home fans. To do that in Game 1 is an impressive win for Post State.
Yeah, and that's a huge win, and I know after Post State defeated Post 22 in Pierre earlier this year, Coach Brian White talked about the fact that that's only the third time in 7 years of his coaching career in this Post 8 program that a Post 8 team has beaten Post 22. Now you take that and actually have come out and not only beaten Post 22 in Pierre in your home turf, you've come out and beat them here in Rapid City, and that's a big mark. I mean, this is, even though Post 22 now falls to 18-13 on the year, anytime you can beat Post 22, that's a signature win on your record, and the Eights go to 10-5 now on the year, and the winning streak is now at 8.
Yeah, Eights for the Eights as they are 10-5 on the season. Jack Van Camp will pick up a save that it was well deserved on the mound for Van Camp. He had to earn every bit of that save, as he will then be the starter in game number 2, as the Eights will be looking for their 9th consecutive win over Rapid City Post 22. 14 hits for the Eights, and none bigger than the game-winning 2-run homer for Aaron Booth in the top of the 6th inning, his first of his career, and what an impressive home run that was, hitting the foul pole. But to give the Eights that 9-5 lead at the time ended up being the game-winning shot for Post 8 as they win it 9-8.
Yeah, and so this a couple of weeks ago we were kind of scratching our head and saying this is a team that went 20-6 during the high school season and then came out of the gate kind of slow, and just the bats weren't working, the pitchers were having trouble finding the strike zone, and then all of a sudden it was that second game of the Watertown doubleheader, and if this season continues to progress, you can point back to that game and the outing of Isaac Pollock on the mound that night that started this winning streak, and right now the Eights are just playing with a lot of fire and a lot of confidence.
The Eights have now won 8 in a row, 10-5 on the season, a 9-8 win in game number 1. Game 2 will be coming up here shortly. Again, there's no field maintenance that has to go take place at all because it's a turf field, all turf field, so you don't have to even worry about the outfield at all. So as it is a 9-8 win for Post State, we will step aside for 2 minutes. We'll come back and we'll hear from News Director Zach Nelson with that weekday news. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back with that weekday news. Game 1 in the books. Post State wins at 9-8. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube